Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bio News Network. We're actually bringing you a weather report for Tuesday, April 13th. So we're actually taking a closer look at what we had mentioned in a previous forecast in regards to this low level troughing that has been bringing quite a bit of cold air from the Arctic area into the continental United States. So we're actually going through kind of a cooling down phase, and as we had specified in a previous forecast, we had taken a closer look at what's known as the Atlantic Oscillation and North Atlantic Oscillation, AO and NAO, and we anticipated for the first 2 weeks of April that there would be a cooling off phase that will be going on into the continental United States. We can actually see temperatures actually dipping into the teens, into the upper states of Wyoming and South Dakota and North Dakota. We're getting another blast of cold temperatures. We can actually see from this temperature drop that it goes all the way down into northern sections of New Mexico. Eventually, it's going to be increasing snowfall in the areas of northern Colorado, Wyoming, also Nebraska. So if you appreciate weather content, please go ahead and subscribe. And then we'll actually get a little bit more deeper into this weather forecast. So as you can actually see, based on all of the temperature readings, things have cooled down quite a bit across the continental United States, and it's pretty much has to do with a large-scale trough that's engulfed almost a third of the continental United States, and it's bringing quite a bit of mid-level air that's very, very cold into the region, and we anticipate that this cooling down effect is going to occur for the next few days. Take a look at the temperatures. We can actually see very, very low temperatures that are unseasonable. 60 degrees, upper 60 degrees in Arizona, the mid 40s for New Mexico. If you go all the way south to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, we see that temperatures, while they're warm, we're talking about the mid 70s. And even temperatures in South Texas that have been skirting mid 80s to upper 90s in the last few days are now in the mid 70s. So there's quite a bit of cooling down effect that's actually going on. If we actually take a closer look at snowfall, we can actually see what's actually happening as far as this is actually an accumulation of snowfall over the next few days. And we can actually see where we anticipate 8 to 10 inches of snow. Here in the northeast section, we anticipate in the areas of Vermont, New Hampshire, also Massachusetts, there's going to be a lot of fresh snow in this area as a system actually makes its way and grips the northeast for additional winter blast. Also, if we take a closer look at the troughing that we mentioned before in the upper third, we can actually see it extending all the way down into western Nebraska. We see it going all the way down into Colorado, Kansas. That area eventually is going to bring additional rainfall. This will migrate from a precipitory mix of snow and rain into more rain going into later on into the week. So we do anticipate that 8 to 10 inches of snow in the northeast and possibly 8 to 12 inches more in higher elevations for Colorado as well as Nebraska, Kansas area and Wyoming. So if we take a closer look at the southeast regions, we can actually see that there's actually a cluster of thunderstorms that are actually setting into southern states and actually threatening the area with quite a bit of severe thunderstorm activity. And we anticipate that there will be severe thunderstorm activity possibly in the north area near New Orleans, also southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, the panhandle of Florida for the next few days. Anything having to do with the east of Texas through central Louisiana, there is going to be a significant risk of possibly very, very heavy thunderstorm activity with gusting winds. We are seeing deep shearing anywhere from 30 knots to 40 knots in some regions, and we do anticipate with the deep shearing at the mid-level of the atmosphere that will lead possibly to increased formation of supercells, which are very, very strong thunderstorms coupled with possible hail and very gusty winds. So this area is on marginal to slight alert, and we're primarily looking at the areas of Austin, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Pasadena, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as well as Houston, Texas, for the region here as far as severe thunderstorm activity. And then going into the later part of this week, we do anticipate that will be there's going to be significant unstable air in this area. If we take a closer look at this is also what's called the qualified. This is going to be the qualified precipitation for the next 24 to 48 hours. We do see significant amount of rainfall activity in the areas, as we mentioned, New Orleans, East Texas, also Louisiana, and even as far even into Arkansas, southern Arkansas, and eventually the Panhandle is going to receive more rain. So we're actually taking a closer look at storm development in this area. If we take a closer look at what's actually the Cape profiling, we like to mention this in our profile, which has to do with a convective available potential energy that could fuel these storms. We see readings in the range of 1,500 to 2,000 and higher in the region of East Texas and Louisiana. So this is going to actually fuel possibly additional creation of supercells as well as thunderstorm activity in the region. The residents of New Orleans should be prepared for the next few days for it to be quite a bit of heavy thunderstorm activity as well as gusting winds, possible hail for the next 24 to 48 hours. And this system will actually extend all the way up into the southern Appalachian area and bring in with it additional rainfall for northern Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky area. So that is actually what we're working on at this time. Do keep in mind that there is marginal thunderstorm risk for the regions of Houston, New Orleans, Virginia Beach, and even Raleigh as the system makes its way across. Do keep in mind that winds could gust up to 35 to 40 miles per hour with this system going through. There is a possibility of hail, so please be very, very careful with anticipating this cluster of severe thunderstorms in the area. But we're going to be seeing a continued cooling effect across the country for the next few days. We anticipate that the cooling off will actually go deeper into the regions of Colorado and Kansas and Nebraska, and extend all the way down possibly to Arkansas and northern Texas. So we do anticipate that it'll be a cooling off blast, and this will be for the next few days. So we do appreciate you here at Bow News Network and with our weather forecast. We appreciate all of our subscribers, and we appreciate your time. We hope that this weather forecast has been informative and has helped you. And by all means, go ahead and share this video with friends and family, especially those who are impacted in the area of southern New Orleans, in southern Louisiana, New Orleans area, southern Mississippi, and East Texas, who may be affected with this cluster of severe thunderstorms moving into the region throughout the next few hours. And as always remember to bow to the weather. And thank you so much.